No way. It's over 9,000. Yes, you guys heard me right. Not power levels, but subscribers. If you guys didn't know, I've been trying to get 9,000 subscribers by the end of August for a pretty long time now. I think like a few months by now, at least. And we finally surpassed it. Quick Dragon Ball reference, if you will. Today is my 9K special. I was going to do a sponsorship today, but I decided I'd just, put out this video. And sorry if you guys hear any like lightning and thunder and like raining in the background. I would be in my room, but it was like really bad in there, and in this other room that I'm recording in, it's just less. But I don't know if there's a bit of an echo. Hopefully not. Sorry if that affects the video's quality. It shouldn't though. But with that being said, hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, share the video to your friend links for this, or just anime content in general. Now I'm thinking of a new milestone that I just want to get to, and in theory, it should be like 14K by the end of the year, but I feel like I want something in front of that, so I think we'll go with 10K, and since we're in August right now, 10K by the end of September. I think that's a pretty good goal for me so far, I think that's pretty good. If I can reach that sooner, I'll take it. But with that being said, let's get into the video. In this timeline, Minato is going to pass away, like he had in canon, but he's going to be brothers with Yagura. The mist is Mizukage. So, when Yagura hears word of his brother's passing, he would venture out to the Leaf Village to adopt his nephew, Naruto Uzumaki. Yagura would speak to the third Hokage, telling him that he must allow him to take Naruto, understanding that Naruto is the most powerful and most valuable weapon within the Leaf, but also siding on the fact that villages can come to an agreement/treaty, and their relations can grow, and they can increase their military bonds. And plus, all the money that Naruto makes could go directly to the Leaf. Yagura would say, "Just please allow me to have my nephew." Yagura would ask Hiruzen. Hiruzen would think about it, asking Naruto if he wanted to do so, as Naruto was within the room and was just taking in all of this knowledge. Naruto would nod, saying he'd like to go, and that he would like to get at least 30% of his money, though Hiruzen would say that it shall be arranged, as Yagura would smile. The next week, Naruto would come with Yagura to join the mist, as he would be embraced with loving kindness. The village's Nin would put balloons up into the sky to celebrate, as the villagers would keep the streets clean and light candles to celebrate. The whole village knew what having Naruto meant to Yagura and what it meant for the development of the village. At this point, Yagura is not being controlled by Obito, so he's not known as Yagura the Tyrant. And because of Naruto, he would push away his old ideals. And the mist, well, let's just say this. The mist would be able to produce a lot more ninja, and it would be a lot stronger, if you will. I think currently the mist is going to just military power wise going to be above the stone village, and sorry for any creaks in the background, unnecessary background noise, my apologies, but basically the mist is going to be a lot stronger. Jinchuriki wise, they're going to be like the second strongest, since the Leaf no longer has a Jinchuriki, and Cloud does, but they technically end up just, being the first, since they do have the 9 tails and the second tails, or technically the 3 tails of Sobu. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the mist is going to be the first strongest village currently. Anyhow, and you may be wondering why these villages are not, being angry about Naruto coming to their village, and even though it's revealed that he is the Jinchuriki. Well, I think I kind of explained this, but they know what Naruto means to the village, and they know basically his importance, because at least maybe it's just me, but in the Leaf Village, Naruto not being there would mess up a lot of things, especially military power wise, but most of the villagers treated him, frank, just like trash, to be honest. And so I just thought it was and not even a lot, very stupid that they did this, because Naruto meant so much to the village, and a part of the reason why the other villages didn't attack the Leaf Village was because they had Naruto, and having a Jinchuriki says a lot about your military power. Anyhow, I've seen Naruto getting much stronger in this timeline, but I guess we'll gradually have to get into that. Anyhow, the Mist Village is just going to be a lot more capable. as they don't have to fight to the death to survive. Yagura will also have a son who is 2 years older than Naruto, named Kano, and due to his Nine Tails chakra being so similar to Yagura's Three Tails chakra, Naruto, at least in this timeline, is going to learn how to control his Nine Tails chakra. How soon? I guess we'll have to just wait and see. As well as the fact that Obito is not going to want to rush the plan of the Akatsuki and, mind control Yagura, as he would rather not change the views of Yagura, at least not yet. Yagura would raise Naruto, training him in the art of taijutsu alongside his son, as Naruto and Kano developed, and they kind of developed an older brother and younger brother bond, as well as the fact that Kano had helped Naruto master his chakra, control issues, and Yagura had also helped, Yagura helping more because, he's basically their master, and he also has the chakra of the Three Tails, which is similar to the Nine Tails chakra. Which means that Naruto is going to be mastering his Biju chakra earlier. Not all of it, but a lot of it. At the age of 10, Naruto would have proper chakra control, and he would have the wind chakra nature. Taijutsu above the level of a genin, as Naruto would be praised for his great skill, as not only a child prodigy, but also as a great swordsman. You see, Naruto had not only gained a remodeled version of Yagura's staff, but also a short sword that was just as deadly in Naruto's hand. Naruto would continue to refine his skill with ninjutsu and his blade, creating the perfect combination. Also, if you guys don't know what Yagura's staff does, it can literally mirror any attack. For example, KCM Naruto, tried to hit Yagura for a Rasengan. He pulled out that good old staff, and what happened? Another KCM Naruto somehow appeared and mirrored the technique, causing Naruto's jutsu to just be dispelled. So it's even been shown to work on opponents as strong as Naruto in KCM, and this is Shippuden, of course, in the war arc. Anyhow, Naruto, within a year, would be able to learn another chakra nature, known as water. The water chakra nature, we'll say, he gets from Kushina, who has the chakra nature. Naruto would show his great skill being in the level of a Jonin in his own right, as he has been training with Jonin and Kage like his uncle Yagura for his whole life, as well as his technically kinda adopted brother Kano, who's at this point like Chunin level, as Naruto would then be appointed to the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. Around this time, Naruto is gonna see a massive gain in power, and also around this time, Kano is as well. Kano at this point is gonna be like Kage level, and it kind of makes sense since he's been also training with Kage level ninja and Jonin level ninja his whole life, and with Yagura his whole life, who's his father, as well as the fact that he's 2 years older than Naruto. So it just makes sense. And Naruto, I see no reason why he can't be, in the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. Of course, some of you may be thinking that this is a dumb decision, to say the least, but I also see it being smart, at least for Yagura. Having the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, completing missions, and actually being shown to the world and making a name for himself was very important for the status of the Mist Village and the status of the Leaf Village, because the Leaf Village would be getting all of Naruto's earnings. Naruto would show his great skill as, like I said before, he's been training with Jonin and Kage his whole life. If you guys just don't think he'd be able to be this powerful at the age of, 11, then that's that. But personally, I think he was nearly as powerful when he was 12, my apologies, since he did defeat Haku, who's like mid-Kage level, since he's technically above Zabuza. But besides that, Naruto would go on missions with the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, as they would complete many missions. Eventually, Yagura would give Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu as a reward for creating a jutsu that was very powerful, and basically to aid in using it, he would give him the Shadow Clone Jutsu, but just not any Shadow Clone, the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, and a few other variants, like the Water Shadow Clone Jutsu. But with that being said, Naruto would learn these jutsus, and they would help him even more in battle. Eventually, Zabuza would raise an eyebrow at Naruto just being in the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. You see, Zabuza had been away on a mission that was, he was taking it solo. It was an A-rank mission that he had to complete for Yagura, and he would raise an eyebrow at Yagura saying that Naruto had now joined the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, as he was angry. Zabuza fought alongside elites, the best of the best and the strongest. He did not fight around and alongside mere children like Naruto. Yes, Kano, Naruto's adopted older brother, and Yaguro's son was only 13 years old, but at least he was older than Naruto. Naruto was only 11, and Zabuza felt a bit of his pride being taken away from him as he heard the words that Naruto, this 11-year-old boy who, well, maybe a prodigy, had joined the Seven Ninja Swordsmen, as he would ask Yagura about it. Yagura would then be asked by Zabuza why we would have a kid like Naruto in an elite division tasked with protection of our noble village. Yagura would say because he has displayed enough skill to be placed on it, as well as the fact that I personally trained the boy and gave him the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And as far as I can see, he completed the missions that they go on with the same amount of victories. Zabuza would shed a tear at what Yagura had said. Yagura is basically like similar to a father figure, but not a father figure, more of like a mentor figure. It's kind of hard to explain the relationship, but Zabuza would shed a tear as he knew that he could no longer serve under Yagura, as he would unsheathe his blade. No matter his skill, he is but a child, and will make our noble village look weak amongst the other great nations. Do you want to fight, Zabuza? I can sense your bloodlust in the way you grabbed that sword and unsheathed it. You are fighting to kill, aren't you? You are angry, and I understand it, Zabuza. But put away your weapons. This can all just be something like a bad dream. You'll get over it. I am sure we mustn't draw our blades. No, we must, Zabuza would say. Yagura would quickly draw his staff, or I guess you'd say weapon, since it is technically his weapon, as Zabuza would nod. Yes, you've given in to it as well, Yagura. I see that your thirst of battle is not even, well, dimmed. My thirst for battle, you say, Zabuza? No, I wouldn't be so thirsty for battle that I'd take up the blade to hurt one of my own comrades, or somebody who served alongside me, somebody who I've known for years. So then why have you drawn your staff? Why have you drawn your blade? Good question. Touché, I guess. Now, bring it on, Zabuza. Let's fight. Yagura would now look at Zabuza with a clean stare, if you will, as Zabuza would then charge towards Yagura. Yagura and Zabuza would clash with their respective weapons, as Zabuza would then tell Yagura that he's done playing around, as he would raise his chakra to the max. He would now activate the hidden miss jutsu, as Yagura would fight in the smoke. Eventually, both Yagura and Zabuza would step out of the smoke, as Yagura would slam his staff into the ground, clearing the mist and creating one of his Kekkei Genkai's coral. If you don't know about Yagura's Kekkei Genkai, with the help of the Three Tails, he's able to make coral, and it's actually pretty effective. It's actually been shown to be able to hold down a KCM1 Naruto, so that's saying something, and this was only a 70% Yagura, so it's saying something. Anyhow, Zabuza would then be hit with said coral, as Zabuza would speak. How dare you, Yagura? Yagura would laugh, walking over to Zabuza as he would then speak. Are you forgetting that my nephew Naruto also has the Nine Tails within him, and you're no stranger to my Biju power? Imagine that, but 3 times. That is how powerful the Nine Tails is, according to Isobu. You see, Isobu had told me that the number of tails that you possess is how powerful your Biju is. If Naruto's the 9 tails, and I had the 3 tails, his tailed beast is 3 times stronger than my own. So what makes you think that Naruto is not capable enough to be on the same squadron as you? Zabuza at this point would grit his teeth as he could not move from the coral stuck on his back. Damn you, Yagura. Damn me. I asked you a question. Now, me and Naruto have been working on mastering the beast in our free time, something that is a valuable asset to his skill. Heck, he's made a name for himself so great that it could even be greater than your own legacy. Legend has it that he's known as Naruto the Fearless and Naruto the Great in smaller towns and in nearby villages like the Cloud and even the Leaf. From what Lord Third had told me, he's impressed at Naruto's skill and Naruto's great name amongst many people. So why can't Naruto be on the squad? You don't know, Zabuza. And how about you don't challenge the authority of your Kage, as you could be classified as a rogue ninja? Zabuza, this act of aggression is nothing short of betrayal to your Kage. Zabuza would look to the floor as he would shed another tear. My Kage. If this is how my Kage acts, if my Kage chooses a boy to fight alongside me, well, then he's not my Kage. Remember years ago when we fought alongside each other? I am the man who was gifted such a blessing of Mizukage. I am the man who was meant to protect this village in times where there may be fear in many people's hearts. I am your Mizukage, and I know that will never change. Anyhow, Zabuza, like I said before, you betrayed me. But due to our long history, I'll let you escape. Call in a Mizukage's grace, especially since you still haven't injured me. Zabuza would then be freed from the quarrel, running away as he would then continue his path, having the same goal to dethrone the Mizukage, just for different reasons, as he would eventually meet Haku, taking Haku with him, as I believe here we would still see Zabuza kind of adopt Haku. Just the scenario where he found him was much different, as he was with his fellow swordsman. Anyhow, basically what I'm trying to say is that they've met Haku already, but Zabuza would just find out where Haku was and kind of just adopt him. Anyhow, Zabuza would then flee the village with Haku as they would immediately start training to beat the Mizukage, because even though Haku is technically allied with the Mist Village, he's more friendly towards Zabuza, who found him in the first place with the other 7 ninja swordsmen, but Zabuza was the first one to find him. Anyhow, I hope that kind of makes sense that they've already found Haku kind of, and he's already been a Mist Ninja, and he's kind of like Zabuza's son already, son figure-ish, if you will, and Zabuza's basically taken Haku with him. Anyhow, and Zabuza's just gonna, take the path that he had in canon. Anyhow, Naruto would eventually take part in a few missions as a year would pass, and Naruto would have 2 of the 9 tails, his chakra tails, mastered, and would be almost on par with Yagura, but still below him. So when the other swordsmen plotted to rebel against Yagura, they asked Naruto if he would think about revolting with them. Naruto would say that he'd rather stay out of trouble. The other swordsmen would say fine, as they would speak amongst each other, knowing that Naruto must be killed, and what must be done. Naruto's back would be to them as he sensed tension in the air and bloodthirst, immediately using the basic cloak of the 9 tails as he would unsheath his blade, clashing with each of them, as he would say that his plan was to stay out of it, but instead of that, he'll put an end to it. My friends, for this act of betrayal, aggression, I'll kill you. Kill us? Have you gone mad, Naruto? To think that you could even stand a chance against the 5 of us is a joke in its own right. Though, Naruto, we have seen your cruel training. Maybe 1 to 3 of us you could have taken on, but all 5 of us? That is, well, to say the least, blasphemy. Also, just to mention, these are different swordsmen, so is Zabuza and Naruto, they are the 7 swordsmen, but due to Zabuza leaving, there is only 6. My apologies, I don't know why I just coughed like that. My apologies. Anyhow, basically what's happened is that since Zabuza has left, there's only 6 swordsmen, and since the other members from the previous generations were either killed off or just left, like Hisame, we will be making 5 ninja from the Hidden Mist join the 7 ninja swordsmen. Since, Zabuza would be the only other member, and Kano. So we're going to need 5 more members to make it 7 ninja swordsmen, and these are going to be the 5 members. Grimfrost wields the Kabutowari, literally meaning helmet splitter, which, well, as you can tell by its name, it's a pretty strong sword, as it can, split helmets. A sword consisting of a single-sided axe and a hammer, joined by a length of chain, said to be capable of crushing any and all defensive jutsu, and defenses in general, it is also called a blunt sword. Also, the only female of the group wields the nuibari, literally meaning sewing needle, a sword in the shape of a needle with a long, thin wire that represents a thread and also resembles it, attached to it, which can be used to pierce enemies and sew them together in human bundles. It is also called a longsword. Fujita wields the shibuki, literally meaning splash, a sword that has a scroll full of explosion tags incorporated into it, lined up behind the blade, combining swordsmanship and explosions. It is also called a blunt sword. Hoshi, my apologies, I just had the yawn right there. Hoshi wields the Kiba blade, literally meaning fangs, twin swords that are imbued with lightning, which increases their cutting power. Not only that, but they are said to be the sharpest swords ever forged, so that's saying something. They are also called thunder swords. And Soto wields the Hiramekare, a bandaged double-handed sword that is capable of storing and emitting the user's chakra, which can then take on various forms. It is also called a twin sword. For that reason, well, Soto has the third highest chakra reserves in the group of 7 ninja swordsmen. And now, Kano, who we know this character as Kano, who possesses a regular blade with the power to set a flame on whoever it touches, the son of the Mizukage and Naruto's cousin. Naruto would sigh as he would tell Kano that he didn't want to raise his blade to his own family, but he is being forced. By whom, Kano would say, myself. I cannot, no, I will not allow you to do this to my beloved village. Huh. You're just an 11-year-old kid, 2 years younger than me. So, I have a right to be angry. This is a serious matter involving my village. I get your point, Naruto. I see how you could be angered, but don't you think that my father's been running this place like a pigsty ever since you joined the 7 Ninja Swordsmen? The fact that he'd even put us in the same class. No, the fact that he'd even put you along with all of us. It's disappointing. The other swordsmen would then ready their weapons as Naruto would stare at each of them. He would then laugh. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. All of you are no longer a part of the legendary group that protects the Mist's borders. You have to defeat us before you can claim such things. Oh, you don't say. Fine, then Though clone jutsu. Naruto would say this as many shadow clones would appear. Also, just so you guys all know, all of these ninja are basically Kage level, and all of them except for Kano and Naruto are above the age of 17. So they're not too old, but they're also not too young. I hope you guys understand that. Not only that, but there's another swordsman named Fujita who I will talk about. He wields the Shibuki, but I think I already talked about him, wielding the sword. And not only that, but he's gonna play an important role in this fight, as well as the other swordsmen. Anyhow, Kano and Fujita would then rush towards Naruto, basically destroying all of his clones. And just so you guys know, Naruto only created 20 clones. As they destroyed the clones, they would now be side by side as they would charge Naruto, who would laugh. Kano, you were once far superior to me even, but not anymore. Naruto would now push himself into his two-tailed form as he would smirk. Let's go. Naruto would then disappear and reappear. King Fujitsu, basically. He'd just kick Fujitsu, who would block with his blade. Naruto's leg would burn as he would push the pain out of his head. This is due to the fact that, well, Fujitsu's blade basically creates explosions, as he would fill his head with rage for the betrayal of his brother and comrade, as he would rush towards them yet again, now clashing with Kano. You can kind of get the picture of how angry Naruto was that his own brother, or the person that he called brother, would betray his village, the thing that they fought for, the thing that they challenged themselves to protect. So you could kind of get how distraught Naruto was. Naruto would then rush towards them, now clashing with Kano. Each time their blades clashed, Naruto felt a piece of himself tear. The brother he knew for so long had fallen down the wrong path. one that he knew in his heart wouldn't end well, as he strategized a way to defeat the two of them, which was hard for Naruto to do, as Fujita wielded a sword capable of tearing off each of Naruto's limbs, something Naruto could not risk in combat, especially if he would be fighting Kano. He would need both of his arms and both of his legs. Naruto would continue to build up his Nine Tails chakra, as his teeth would become sharp, his whiskers would become more noticeable, and his eyes would become slit-like. Can you tell? I've already let it take over. Fujita would ask Kano a question. Do you know what he means? Yeah, I know what he means when he says that. I know all about the Nine Tails. That wretched fox that father always tries to tame with you. What a fool. You know what would happen if you were to use it in combat, especially its higher levels. You could destroy the Mist Village entirely, especially with so much anger in your heart. You could destroy everything in your path. You're right, I could, but I think that I can control it. Let's go, Nine Tails. Naruto would fly right past Kano, as he would also fly right past Fujita, as they were both basically beside each other. As he would put away his blade, both of them would fall to the ground. You see, kind of like in most like anime, Naruto would like cut past them, but seems like the damage only hit them when Naruto put away his blade. Anyhow, Naruto would then leave them both in bad shape, as he would walk over to Fujitsu. Looks to me like you were defeated, my friend. Or should I say old friend? Naruto would stab his blade into the back of Fujitsu, as he would basically fall to the ground. Damn you, Naruto, Fujitsu would say. I'll get you back for that. As Naruto would smirk. Maybe you can get me back by calling me a bunch of mean names while you're locked behind bars. Naruto would then look at Kano, as he would pick him up by the hand. While holding Kano, he looked into his eyes. Naruto now switched his hand to holding Kano by his collar and with his right hand. Naruto would grab his short sword with his left hand, ready to take the life of Kano, as Kano would grab his own blade, stabbing into Naruto's, whose body would burn. Basically, he stabbed Naruto. Naruto would then drop to the ground as Kano would hear Naruto scream in pain. Naruto would then start to pass out, as he would watch Kano leave him to die. Brother, please, Naruto would say. Brother, Kano, help me. Kano would look behind him and then back in front of him, as he would then start to wreak havoc on the mist. Naruto's body would then start to burn, as it would be fully set aflame. If only I was stronger. Naruto would shed a tear, which was instantly burned away. If only I had the power to stop them. And the rest of the 7 ninja swordsmen. If only I was strong enough. It would be so much easier that way. And with that being said, this has been one of Naruto the Mist Ninja. Technically my 9K special, so I hope you guys all enjoyed. To all of you who were wondering, I did take the break off yesterday because I hit like the milestone that I've been wanting to hit for a very long time. And with that being said, because all enjoyed, make sure to like, share the video to your friend, likes for this, or just stay in content in general. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of September and 14K by the end of the year. I think I gotta get used to that a lot more. Just I feel like 9K by the end of August just sounds better. I don't know. Anyhow, leave your comments down below and how your feelings about the video. But with that being said, Rami X. Check my second channel down below, Rami XZ and Rami X out.